Hey everyone, welcome. Join me and post in the comments where you're joining from. Hi Dennis, welcome. We'll just give it a few moments. Tell me a little bit about where you're coming in from and what you'd like to discuss today. Sunny Florida, Dennis. Awesome. Wonderful. Hi, Tanya. So nice to have you here. Dennis says he just got into Amazon Advantage. That's awesome. Lots and lots of positive things about Advantage. So I'm also going to post a link to those of you who are interested. I have, I'm on StreamYard. And so if you want to bring a question forward and you would like to post it or come and chat with me live, then you can come on in and hit the StreamYard link. Let me see if I can get it posted out there for you guys. So right now I'm posting it in my Facebook group and then now also post it over on YouTube. Give me a moment. I'm streaming to both of those locations. My Facebook group, Learn to Self-Publish with April Cox, which by the way, is a free Facebook group for new authors, those that are just looking for some help and guidance, monitored by myself and my team. And you are always welcome to join the group and come on over. YouTube wants me to verify. It's all this verification is great to protect us, but boy, when you just want to get into something, it seems like it takes forever. Go into Google. All right. So now it's letting me in. So for those of you that are joining, tell me where are you on in my Facebook group, or are you a YouTube follower that's just getting in to say hello and saw that I was live today? I love to see what's working and how people are finding me in this live stream as well. Account. Dennis says Facebook. Love this, watching from the USA. So if you are wonderful. Now I have to verify again. Sorry, guys. My goodness gracious. Today we're going to talk about having a good Amazon listing. And if you have a listing that you would like me to pull up and critique for you, then be brave and put it on in the comments there for me so that I can do that for you. Otherwise, I'll just pull up some others and see what I can do there. All right, I see the stream is here. Do that for you. I'm going to add a comment here. We've got a few people live watching us on YouTube. All right. Let's see. Add into the chat. Okay, so here is a link to StreamYard. I'm posting that on YouTube as well. So if you're following me on YouTube and you want to come in and you want to have an opportunity to review things on, with me live, I'll bring you onto the stage with me and we can go through that together. And I did post it in the Facebook group as well. All right, guys. So just a quick update from me. It's been a little bit crazy here, going through tons of preparation in order to get everything ready for the author work group that's starting on the 20th. So last week if you're interested in joining the author work group, it is 12 weeks. And again, it starts on the 20th. There are multiple components and lots of things that we've been doing. I've been focusing lots of time today with the workbook, putting in some really cool features so that my group can actually just scan the lesson with a QR code and bring up the actual video or exercise right within the course that they need to. We also have live sessions scheduled. So I'm reaching out to all of the students who have been enrolled and making sure that they have their access all set. And so this 12-week group is going to take them from just finished their manuscript. They're coming in with the manuscript ready, not necessarily edited. And we're going to take them through every step. And by the end of the 12 weeks, they're going to have their books ready to publish. And that is perfect timing this year because just before Christmas, they will have a book in their hand. Well, it'll be September, actually. So plenty of time to advertise for Christmas sales. So that's going to be really exciting. It's going to be an awesome group. Right now, I think we have about 15 in the group. We have a daytime session and an evening session. So multiple opportunities for live sessions. So if you are interested and want to learn more about it, it is selfpubmadesimple.com. So I'm going to put it here, selfpubmadesimple.com. And when you sign in there, you are going to see a pop-up that'll guide you to where you can find more information. Hi, Nicole. Welcome. Nice to have you here. Hey, Nicole. How are things going with the book?
Hey, it's being printed.
Ah, nice. So do you have something in
So,
hand?
it's in the car.
Oh, no worries.
Yeah.
Are you joining me because you want to actually take advantage of kind of doing a review of your listing and just take a look at all of that?
I can look at somebody else's listing.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Hold on a sec. I'm hearing myself, like hearing you twice. So
Okay,
can we
no worries.
figure that out? I
Yeah, I
don't know
think
how
you just
to.
probably have to close out wherever you were
Okay.
monitoring me from, or just mute it for the time being.
There we go. Okay.
Awesome.
All right.
Okay.
I figure I could help you look at somebody else's ad. So, right now I'm just going to be selling my book on my website.
Yeah.
That's just how I'm going to go ahead and do things. And that is, I've got a website going. I haven't published it yet because I'm still making the content. So I have, yeah, you know,
So for now,
slowly and
you
surely.
participated in our last author work group. So do you
Mhm.
have any feedback for those that might be considering doing something or signing up for this time through?
Um, I would say if you're on the fence, do it because I was one of those where I'd researched and I'd looked and I thought I kind of knew what I was doing, but I didn't. So I would definitely say yes, go ahead and do it. Like I thought I was prepared fairly well. And if you hear things, it's not gunshots. It's my roof is getting repaired. So they're
Nice.
putting shingles on right now. Um, so I thought I knew a lot about the process, and I knew like I thought I knew this much, and I really knew about this much, and
Yeah,
April knows this much.
that's part of the
So,
problem that I see with a lot of authors is they don't know what they don't know
mhm,
until they get involved with one of the author groups or my mastermind sessions.
mhm,
They're like, oh my gosh, I thought I
mhm.
had this. And I
Right.
found the same thing when I first started. I actually went, I was ready to publish, and then I ended up kind of backtracking and realized, wow, I skipped some important steps along the way. And we learn. That's how we learn. But the goal with this work group is so that you don't have to do that. So
Right.
anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about
No.
specifically. But so I'm going to go ahead and share. Let's see if we have any links, any brave souls that want to go ahead and share their Amazon listing with us.
I
Let's see.
wonder if I don't know. I guess if we could I was trying to think about Miss Brown's. The Ready Set. Look at her Amazon. I know her Amazon is it just got up. I haven't actually looked at it.
What's it called?
The Ready Set bed one. I know I haven't looked at hers.
Oh, yes. Ready, set, it's time for bed.
Yes.
So let's take a look at that. Let me go ahead and share my screen, and you'll have to let me know if this is working. Share screen. Entire screen for this. There we go. All right. So this is another one of my students from the previous session. Tennille Brown. She had some experience going into this with formatting her own books, mostly journals and things of that nature. And she created this book and went through the process during our work group, formatted the cover herself, and went through a number of different pieces of the process. Now we see here she's got a #1 new release. Congratulations to Neil. That's awesome.
Adorable.
So tell me, Nicole, you as an illustrator and somebody who's also designing your books, do you have any input on the cover design?
I'm looking at the colors. Just art wise. She's got yellow and blue, or purple and yellow, which are complementary. So they definitely go against each other, which is a good thing, and then I see the way the clouds, I'm just looking at the shapes, honestly.
Yeah.
So she's got this, a half moon, and then she's got the clouds. And so your eyes kind of go around, and then they go around a little bit into the little girl. I probably would have turned the moon just a little bit up, just a tad bit. This is just my input as an illustrator, to make it point more all the way up to the text. But that's just a little bit. It's probably what I would have done.
Okay.
I'm seeing it about like, this little. So I can't read it all, but I see
that's
Ready,
one thing. That's definitely one thing as we're going through these and you're evaluating, you want to be able to look at your cover as a thumbnail. So make it small, take a look at, and does it jump off the page? Is it going to get people's attention? So that's one with regard to the cover. And I think this is good. I do like the yellow and the purple and the blue, and it's a sweet little nighttime. I think she did a really good job to be able to go through and, when you look at the cover, you know what it's about. And that's not always true for everybody, right? For all books, you're like, what is that? Or you click on the cover thinking it's one thing and you find out it's something totally different. So those are the types of covers that, when I say you confuse, you lose, people are just like, will just click on something because it might look interesting and then click off, which if you're paying for Amazon ads, that is not the kind of thing you want, is a bunch of clicks that you have to pay for and then people coming off. So I do like here that the title is very specific. So we know what the book is about. Ready, set, it's time for bed, an easy nighttime routine. So if you are not taking advantage of your subtitle, if you're leaving the subtitle off, then you may be taking, you're not taking advantage of a number of really great keywords that you might be having. So nighttime routine, if somebody's searching for nighttime routine or bedtime story or things like that, right? The keywords that are in the title and subtitle are elevated. And when you have somebody on Amazon searching for things, the Amazon's going to consider your book that much more relevant for those search terms if it has it in its title or subtitle. And a number of people will have also put things like for kids ages 4 to 8 or for toddlers age, whatever, 2 to 4, right? So she potentially could have extended that subtitle to provide even more information, because one of the other reasons people click on something and then click off or don't buy is because they're a little confused on the age group. So and it doesn't necessarily apply as much to this kind of book because we see it's a bedtime routine. So I'm assuming it's for toddlers and kids getting ready for bed. But she could have made that clearer here, and we could have and also gained the extra keywords about toddler books, the age group. So that could have been a little bit
It
different.
also it also could be like pointed towards I know there's a smaller child on there, but also like um people or children that are identified on the spectrum, because they need routines.
Oh, I
So
love that
mhm.
idea. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if that's her target audience.
I don't think it is, but I
Yeah,
mean
but
still.
and she might even be able to do that. So let's take a look at, well, right now it's a #1 new release in children's bedtime and dream ebooks. So that's wonderful because it's a highly relevant category for her book.
Mhm.
I see all too often people, #1 new release in disaster preparedness. I'm like, okay, come on, please. Let's make sure that we're putting our books in the right categories, which for those of you who are kind of staying on top of all the Amazon stuff, you know that categories have changed recently. Now they no longer allow us to get our books into 10 categories. It's 3 categories. But what I'm really loving about this is that you can put your book exactly where you want it. You pick 3 relevant categories. Try to find things that are highly relevant, but also not quite as competitive, so that you can do well in moving things forward. Get that #1 new release, get the bestseller
Mhm.
badge, and have a really good plan for how you're
Right.
going to launch that book. Otherwise, you're in trouble. You don't,
Yeah.
you
That's
know.
something I need to go back and look at my
Mhm.
Amazon thing about. Mhm.
So
If I
I
go
love
there.
that hook. When
Mhm.
I'm thinking about this kind of book, you really want to also look at your hook. If you're evaluating your own campaign, think or your own listing, think about who the book is targeted for, your target audience. So in this situation, um, Tennille's target audience are parents with toddlers that are having trouble with nighttime routines, right? So this hook needs to stop them from scrolling, have them look here and see themselves, like capture their attention immediately. Transitions can be difficult for children, especially when it's time for bed. Absolutely. If that was me and I'm having trouble with my child or grandchild with transitions and getting ready for bed, I would know immediately this is something for me. And I like this easy nighttime routine. So that tells me it also incorporates a benefit for me, right? For me, the parent or grandparent, I'm going to get this easy bedtime routine, transitions, and I identify a pain point for my target audience, and I talk about how this book will help them to address this. So say goodbye to bedtime battles, goodbye to tears and tantrums. The more you read this book, the more your little one will. And so you see all of the things that I would be looking for if I was trying to purchase this for my toddler grandchild. Um, Over time, getting ready for bed becomes more enjoyable and stress free. So, this doesn't say, this listing is not telling the story, right? I see a lot of mistakes with people going in and telling the story, like this happens and this happens, and this person learns this or that, right? We want to focus the listing, the description, the hook on the benefits. Like, make sure you tie into those pain points or the hopes and dreams that the desires of your target audience, right? And really work through that. And then a call to action here: get ready for bed with this sleepyhead and watch your little ones drift off to dreamland with ease. So once again, it's a call to action, but it does a good job in
Mhm.
imagining and putting that person out there, so that they can imagine themselves grabbing
Mhm.
this book and transforming bedtime routine.
It's a little sneak peek to her book, I think, too.
Yeah, it is. And so that's one thing. Any other comments you have about the description, Nicole?
Um, I think it's really good. It's also maybe at this point in time, I think they might go, well, why is she an expert? You know,
Yeah.
why did she, what is, how does she know?
Oh, that's a good
So, you
point.
know,
Yeah, she doesn't really talk about the fact that
mm-mm.
she has three little ones that she
Mhm.
has been, and back to back to back. She's a mom of three that she has been going through this process and has learned. Now, maybe some of that is in her author bios. Oh, wait a minute, we didn't get to look at the A plus content. So yeah, we'll scroll down here. Now, if you don't know what A plus content is, it is the from the publisher, right? When you scroll down a listing, you'll see it here. Now, some of you might be saying, well, if somebody has to scroll down, how are they even going to find it? Well, if you are accessing the listing from a mobile phone, and by the way, a good probably 40% of the people coming into my website, my Amazon store, and browsing coming from ads and other places are coming all from mobile phones. It seems like everybody's got a mobile phone in their hand these days, right? Well, when you access this listing from your mobile phone, the A plus content comes shows right after the title and the price. So even before you see this description, you see the A plus content. And this is a great opportunity to add some really beautiful visual content, to dive into some branding, maybe give a little bit more of a sneak peeks from inside the book. This has a beautiful, 3D cover that Tennille was able to put together. Join me as I pack up my toys, pop bubbles with my feet, put on jammies, and more. So it gives a little bit of what you're going to get, with the story. It's kind of the sun is gone, the moon is out. I snuggle into bed. Mom says goodnight. I love you, my little sleepyhead. How do you get ready for bed? So it kind of goes through the process of, the benefits here, easily identify with each step, go through the process here. Now, she could have included a little bit of information about herself as well. Um, but I mean, all in all, it's not bad at all. I think she
I
did
think
a
it's
nice
up to the
job.
top. The author stuff is up at the top, I believe.
At the top,
Scroll, well, if you scroll up a little bit,
oh, did I pass the author stuff, the author bio?
right there.
Oh, yeah, so I see her here, but usually there's an about
Okay.
the author. And let me see. Oh,
Oh,
there
there
she
it is.
is, about the
Okay.
author. So we have Tennille here. She's described herself here. Her bio looks good. These are important things. There's so many little pieces of the puzzle that need to come together in order to make like a really good listing. And so I love everything I'm seeing so far. If you are someone who wants to be able to add A plus content to your listing and you're not quite sure how, you can stay tuned for a little bit here. I'm gonna go through a little bit more and then show you a place where you can download information about, and I've got a special guide that I share that will take you step by step through the process. Plus, I do have A+ content videos on my YouTube channel that walk you step by step through it, give you an overview of what A+ content is, why you need it. And then Sarah Catherine Frey joins me in another video where we walk through step by step the types of things that she creates. We take a look at some samples, and it's a nice way for you to be able to get the information that you need. So here, I want to also go. Oh, go ahead. I didn't mean to
My
interrupt.
advice is to keep a Google Doc of all this stuff that you like, if like all of the blurbs that you do about yourself and all the blurbs that you do about your book. And because you have different versions, you'll have the Amazon version, you'll have your social media version, you'll have your IG version, you'll have your Facebook version, and just keep a Google Doc of it, and then you have like a running list, and then that'll be helpful for like whenever you need a plug-in of somewhere. So
Right.
that's what I did, and it was really helpful. And
That's good.
yeah, then you'll have
Great feedback.
anyway, yeah, just
Good
keep
tip.
a running document of all of this stuff that you need.
Yeah. Now, I just the other thing that I always test when people ask me to take a look at their listing is to make sure that somebody can look inside the book and get some information about what types of quality the illustrations are. This looks really great. I would love to see more reviews, and I know she is working on that. So working with a launch team can really help with reviews. There are sites like Pubby that also will help you with finding people to do reviews. NetGalley is another. But really, my recommendation is when you're launching a new book, you should have 100 people on your launch team. And when you have 100 people on your launch team minimum, then even if only half of them follow through and download your book and give it a review, then you still have 50 reviews right out of the gate. And because I typically recommend the ebook gets launched a week and a half or 2 weeks before, now by the time your print book launches, you already have all of those reviews there. And so it's all about social proof. People feel much better going in and purchasing a book with 50 reviews than they do with 3, right? So that's just one of the other things that can be really helpful here. The linking here, all of her books are linked. I know she has a paperback and hardcover on Ingram Spark. Those got synchronized together. And over here, we've got, a decent price for her ebook. So everything, all in all, I think that this listing looks really great. I'm going to take a moment to take a look at some of the questions that are coming in. We do absolutely take questions. I'm going to be here for probably another 20 minutes or so. So let me stop my share. Let's see, stop screen share. Okay, so I see Dennis. Okay, so Dennis says he's still waiting for a lot of A+ content to get approved. But here is, so he's giving me a link. Let's see, I have tools.ups. I don't think that's exactly a link, an Amazon link, Dennis. I'm not quite sure what that is. Oh, okay, now I see it. So, Facebook, nope, it still doesn't look like an Amazon. Oh, here we go. Third try is a charm. Buddy's Magic Window, Little Adventure. Okay, let me see. Let me pull that up. So Dennis wants to know, can he ditch the KDP version and just keep the hard copy? I was going to wait until all the A+ content is approved, but I hate having a a PF version. Oh, POD, you mean, Dennis? Print on demand.
Did Dennis want to come up?
Dennis, you want to join us? Come on over into onto the stage. Just go click on that link that I posted and come on over if you'd like, because we can answer some questions live with you.
I can't see the link. Are you sharing it with me?
Not yet.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm trying to copy it from here.
Oh, there we go.
Dennis says Buddy's magic window. So let me just pull it up over here.
Awesome.
Buddy's magic window. Let's see if that brings it up. Oh, okay, I see it. All right, so now okay. Ready? I'm going to just share my screen again. My screen 2. Okay, so I see Buddy's magic window here. So when I look at this thumbnail, that looks adorable. So this little, dog lovers are going to be very attracted to the dog. What I do think is a little bit more difficult is reading the title of the book. And so I really recommend nice big title that can be seen as a thumbnail. But I'm seeing here you've got 93 reviews with your hardcover here, which is wonderful for social proof. You're still rating at 4.8, so very nicely done. And you have a hardcover and a Kindle. So tell me more about where this hardcover is. Is this on Advantage? Is this a print bulk print run, or is this something that you've created on Ingram Spark? All right. So while you're doing that and sharing that link with me, Dennis, I'm just going to take a quick look around here. So as we look at your listing, obviously it's not formatted quite as well as what we saw with Chenille's. And I think this does happen regularly when it comes to Seller Central, which is a different Amazon platform. Seller Central makes it very difficult to format things very nicely. So is that where your listing is, Dennis, Seller Central? So he published through the IAPC, the Independent Authors Publishing Collective. It is so a bulk print run was done. And so I definitely see you've got, a high quality as far as the cuteness of this. And so he says he's just gotten off Seller Central. He's now on Advantage as of a few days ago. And he printed 7,500 hard copies. Wow. Making that kind of commitment and that kind of volume is a big step, especially for a lot of authors that I work with. But that does really drive down the price of your book to you and gives you that much more that you can do. He says so far about 5,000 sold. That's amazing. Just an amazing opportunity. So as I'm looking at your listing here, I've got, I would say get a hook and the description here formatted a little bit better now that you're on Advantage. That might be something that will be easier for you. You've got lots of reviews, good reviews. I'm not seeing A+ content, but I think you said that you were going to be having you're waiting for A+ content. So that's helpful. once that goes in there, you can provide a little bit more about what's on the inside. But let's look and see what this shows. Buddy's Magic Window. So cute. Okay. So it gives a little bit of, I might add a little bit more, maybe a couple more pages to the look inside. And if you're not sure how to do that, you can go under your Amazon help and contact us. And then when you go through and follow along, there's an area where you can actually submit to increase the look inside. Oh, please. Okay, you want to ditch the ebook, he says. Ditch the ebook and go through. Not sure. I mean, I think that the fact, Dennis, that you are selling as well as you are is a testament to this adorable puppy and the internal images and word of mouth. So keep up the good work.
Yes.
There
Yeah.
are definitely some things you could do to improve, cover design and improve your description. I would also say if you're making those kinds of sales, let's make sure that you can get that bestseller badge in here. Take a look at your categories and your keywords, and let's start moving so that your categories, that you can be higher ranked in some of these categories. Dog books are very hard to rank in, and so are, and this is a very general category. So you could definitely do a lot better with getting some more niche areas for your book, and that will help you to get a little bit more, you'd be much more likely to get that #1 new release or the bestseller badge. So hopefully you're submitting this for awards and other things like that. I would highly recommend that. Wonderful. All right, guys. So let's see. I think I had another question from Mrs. OG Queen. I'm brand new here. Do you take questions? Yes. I'm torn on scheduling a pre-order for KU release. Do you know if the sales from Amazon pre-orders are calculated on release day? I'm sorry to say they are not. So I do kind of have there are pros and cons for doing pre-orders. First of all, before I answer that question in complete detail, will you do me a favor and post what format are you? So is it a pre-order of an ebook you're considering? Is it a paperback print-on-demand book, hardcover, or are you printing things in bulk and releasing a pre-order that way? Give me a little bit more information on that. And then while we're waiting for that information, I'll kind of give you my philosophy on pre-orders. So I like to go through the pre-order process with an ebook and make sure, like, to release it ahead of the actual print book. And usually when I'm doing a pre-order on an ebook, all you need is a front cover. It gives you an opportunity to set up things like A+ content, link some of your other, so I would typically have Ingram Spark copy of a paperback and a hardcover, and putting those on pre-order. It gives everything an opportunity to sync up. You can make sure your listing looks good, everything is in order. Now, there are definitely some benefits from doing that, and is, like I said, having everything sync up, getting everything ready to go, having an opportunity to point people to your pre-orders when you are doing your marketing. For example, if you're posting on social media, if you have a podcast interview or a local interview or articles that are being written, and they have a place to go to pre-order the book, that's going to continue to collect sales versus some of, just not having anything and just hoping that people will remember to find the book. So that's one benefit. However, with these pre-orders, they are tracked as they come in. So what we see is, in some cases, people are pre-ordering ebooks or pre-ordering paperbacks or hardcovers, and you start to see those will start to get like #1 new release or even a bestseller badge before it ever gets officially released. And that can happen because these sales do count as they come in. Now, that's a good thing in some cases because your book will start getting some attention and you'll start seeing those badges come up. However, it can also be a bad thing because over a period of, say, 6 weeks or 8 weeks, if you're doing a pre-order for months ahead, right, 2 months, 3 months ahead, then the sales peter in versus, hey, everybody, the book is now on sale, go grab it, and having a week or two worth of feverish sales, people grabbing the book, especially if you've done a really good job with your launch plan. You could very quickly have that book go to #1 and continue to sell and stay at #1 versus slight little bits of things coming in with pre-orders. So a lot of it depends on your specific situation. How well is your audience primed for the release of your book? Are you going to be able to have sales continuing to come in? And how easy is it going to be for you to manage, launch day? It's all around your launch strategy and what's going to work best for you. Okay. All right. So she says there will be a paperback and an ebook. I'm only planning on scheduling a pre-order for the ebook. So yeah, I would say pre-orders for ebooks are easy and a good way of getting things set up and just getting it out there so that you can, because once your ebook is published, now you can go create your A+ content. You can publish that. You can go and claim your author profile on Amazon and on Goodreads and on BookBub. Get all of that in place. Make sure your launch team knows where to get the book. You can set up your pre-orders for the ebook, like not pre-orders, promotions for the ebook. So if you're going to do some free ebook days, or you want to do like 99 cents or $1.99 ebook promotion, you can schedule all of those things. Once you have a pre-order out there, you'll have the link and everything that you need to get that done. And you do need to plan for those promotions at least 2 or 3 weeks ahead. So it really does help you in that fashion. Hi, Jocelyn. Welcome. Nice to have you here. Nicole, what are you thinking about pre-ordering for your book? Are you doing anything specific with yours?
I have people that have pre-ordered books already.
Mm-hmm.
So I just basically have kept like a spreadsheet.
Oh, okay. So you're
yes.
doing pre-orders through your own website and through your own network.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes, I'm kind of old-fashioned-ish,
Mm-hmm.
kind of in word of mouth and people that I've kind of shown, my pages of my illustrations to as I've gone along. And since I was a teacher, I've shown some of my teacher friends and
Mm-hmm.
that sort of thing. Um, so yeah, I have about 40-ish sold, and I'm printing 100. So
Okay.
was going to be 50, and then I upped it since I had most of those sold already.
Yep.
So it's kind of like, for me, that's a big accomplishment because I just wanted to like say I did it. Just, oh yes, I did it to do it, and now I'm printing 100 of them. So it's kind of a
Right.
big deal for me. So
Yeah, and as an author illustrator, that must be really validating for you too, and giving you more encouragement to keep going with your work.
yeah, I've actually started sketches for my second book today. So,
Nice.
well,
Very.
I've been working on it. So, yeah, and I've got the third book and story
Mm-hmm.
going too. So it's like once it's like you get the snowball rolling.
Yeah,
Keeps on
absolutely.
going.
Absolutely. Well, the other thing I was going to mention too, for those who are looking to do something with an author group, and you're saying, gee, I would love to take advantage of all of this knowledge and the hand holding that goes into this 12-week author group. I think, Nicole, you came in through a partial scholarship, and we kind of pushed you, gave you that opportunity. And so I want to take a moment to also let people know that that is available. I do have an opportunity. If you go to my website at selfpubmadesimple.com, and there is in the resources, there's a scholarship application. We are starting next week, and I think I have 2 more scholarships I'm going to be awarding at the end of this week. So go on in there and apply if you think your situation warrants a partial or full scholarship. Then tell me a little bit about it. I do take a portion of sales that I bring in my mentoring and coaching, and I put that towards helping authors and providing scholarships for some of my programs. So do apply, regardless of whether or not you think that, if you don't know, gee, is my book good enough? Am I doing the right thing? Just set up some time. Yeah, do it. And you can also set up some time with me. Again, on my website, there's free consults available. If you want to talk one-on-one about your specific situation, then go ahead and do that. And we would I'm happy to talk with you about what the best approach is. It's not always the author group. Sometimes, I get people that say, I just want you to do it for me. Like, I just want somebody to publish for me. I have others that want to, like, one-on-one mentoring through it. And that's perfectly fine. You can do any of those things.
Yep.
So let's see. What is it for? So Amazon, you were hoping Amazon changed the party, the policy. So the author group, the scholarship is for my 12-week author work group that begins on June 20th. It is a full-blown course that takes you from the, you have to have a manuscript to come in, and we go through the editing, the illustrations, the cover design, design and formatting, and all of the publishing. And then every single week we're covering a marketing topic every week, because we don't ever want marketing to be an afterthought. So if you are looking to publish a book, you're confused, or you think, like Nicole said, she came in thinking she did a lot of research and she thought she had it down. And she found along the way, wow, I didn't know as much as I thought.
Yeah.
So if you are interested, and also if you have questions and you're still with us, I'm going to be here for just a couple more minutes. So go ahead and post your questions. I'm going to be jumping on to another meeting, which you are invited to join me if you are looking for something awesome to do and learn about self-publishing and traditional publishing. I have got a speaker, and I'm going to be over on we have a Zoom meeting and an event that we're doing today with Fern Schumer. She is a traditionally published and a self-published author. And we're going to have an author hangout with her where she's going to talk to us a little bit, answer our questions. And she has a huge amount of experience on both sides. So she's going to tell us the pros and cons of what she loves best about self-publishing and where there's some challenges, and the same on the traditional publishing side. So if you're not sure which one is right for you, join me on Zoom with Fern Schumer Chapman. And I'm going to go ahead and post the link here in the video on my YouTube for anybody that wants to jump over there. I'll be on Zoom. I usually don't get these things held back to back, but we just needed to go ahead and do some things. And let me go post it also on the Facebook group. join me on Zoom for the meeting with Fern Schumer Chapman. So I will post that link here, and that will get you directly into my Zoom meeting because there's not a lot of time left to register and get a link emailed and all that stuff. So if you're interested, come on over and hang out with us for another hour or so with Fern. And post your questions here if you're seeing this on replay or you have something we haven't gotten to. Go ahead and post it. I will go back and answer all the questions. Thank you all for your time. And thank you, Nicole, for joining me and going through this with me.
Thanks.
Have a wonderful
Bye.
evening, everybody.